ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The spotlight's on. Time to stake your claim for Monday Night Football's Hall of Fame.
The greats, the legends, the division foes, they all turn it up when they play in this show.
A classic matchup could not be finer than the Saints and Panthers in Carolina.
Welcome you to Bank of America Stadium here in uptown Charlotte. You know, Carolina has won 13 of their last 14 home games in December. Right now, they need to get out of the way of this 5-game losing streak. Need to win, and they're going to need some help. The Redskins and Vikings didn't serve them well yesterday for the Panthers. Meanwhile, there are the Saints. You know, the Rams got upended, so the Saints control things for that #1. If we were to have the playoffs right now, the NFC would have Vikes at Bears, Seahawks at Cowboys in the wild card round. But it may be a wild finish to this NFL season. The Saints won the toss. They defer. Panthers will receive. Last season, the Saints defeated the Panthers 3 times. Heard what Lisa had to say of Cam's motivation to avenge that. Been keeping that broom that he was sent in that locker all year long and wants to return it to sender. Will Lutz will be kicking away. Kenyon Barner back to receive. And the 55th touchback of the season for Lutz. Cam Newton trots out with a 5-1 record on Monday Night Football, and what a difference it is when he is at home here this year. See this offense revs with Cam at home, scoring nearly 31 points per game, under 20 on the road, and turnover margin sure does help with that.
Yeah, it does. And the biggest thing over the last 5 games in that skid that they've had is 8 interceptions he's thrown. He cannot turn the ball over knowing that Drew Brees is on their side of the ball.
Christian McCaffrey able to keep his balance and make his way ahead for 4 yards. See McCaffrey's numbers as he came in tonight just 10 yards away from breaking the Panthers' single-season record of scrimmage yards. D'Angelo Williams said it 10 years ago. Second and 6, quickly to the outside, and Ian Thomas will move the chains. This has been good-looking rookie tight ends who had 9 catches last week. Size up this offense for me.
Well, they want to run the football. I mean, they feel like you need 25 runs. When Cam's thrown for over 40 passes, he's 0-4 this year. They're going to give it to McCaffrey a lot. And then Ian Thomas, a rookie tight end, who's stepping in for Greg Olsen, who's injured. He needs to be able to be a possession receiver, just like he was there, converting for first downs.
3-time Pro Bowl tight end Greg Olsen is on injured reserve. This is incomplete. A little bit of pressure on Cam as he was trying to get it to DJ Moore.
You know, and that's the thing, Joe, right there. You see Cam Newton, his completion percentage is up this year, and sometimes the numbers can fool you. He still has to become a more consistent quarterback, being accurate. He's been pretty good this year, but he's got to be better in the pocket.
Here's McCaffrey on 2nd and 10 as McCaffrey will get it ahead for a 3rd and short. Goes for 9 yards, and he sets that single season mark we were just talking about.
Well, everybody thinks that he's on the outside. He's going to be a perimeter run, but he's not. He's going to come inside in between the tackles. He feels comfortable doing that. He's not just on the perimeter. He is handling the workload for this offense. He's smaller in size, but he's compact. He's powerful. He can handle that workload. And they want to control the line of scrimmage against this stout New Orleans defense against the run.
Yeah, they feel like they can run against this New Orleans defense. They say, hey, nobody's really challenged them. They're going to challenge them tonight and run it a lot.
3rd down and 1. Curtis Samuel comes into the backfield as McCaffrey will have the 1st down just short of midfield.
Yeah, and this defense they've had a resurgence, and it started up front with Sheldon Rankins, number 98. He's doubled his sack output from last year. He's playing well. The guy at linebacker, Demario Davis, he's going to play sideline to sideline, and he's making almost every tackle. Where they're still struggling is on the back end. They trade for Eli Apple. This secondary is the Achilles heel of this team. They have to play better.
Gave the Giants a 4th and a 7th for Eli Apple. McCaffrey trying to find a seam on the right side as he goes for 5 more. You know, interestingly, in the midst of this 5-game losing streak, the Panthers have actually scored touchdowns on the opening drive 3 times.
And that's the best way they can play against this Saints defense, knowing that Drew Brees is across the way, controlling the line of scrimmage. You see Cam, he's up-tempo with his offense. He feels comfortable, but he's got to get his passing game and allow these guys to run after catch.
2nd and 5, able to secure it, and then is taken down. As coming straight ahead was Demario Davis. That's his 4th sack of the season.
But Demario Davis is lined up here. He brings this blitz. He's a good blitz right inside. They brought one more than the Panthers had to protect it. They have to be able to identify him inside the box. Boog, you said it. He's a nice addition for this defense. The physicality that he plays with on 1st and 2nd down, but then he can blitz.
Yeah.
And that's an added element to this defense that they haven't had in years past.
Yeah, it looked like the Panthers were trying to set up a screen there. Just a lot of miscommunication on offense.
So it backs him up to a 3rd and 15. And he's going to go short and underneath once again to Thomas. And Thomas just makes it back to midfield for 6 yards there, tackled by Apple.
You know, it's going to be interesting to watch when Carolina has the ball. If we all go back to when we saw New Orleans on that Thursday night, the Cowboys really punked them. The Cowboys hit them in the mouth. They were very physical with them. Carolina's going to try to employ the same game plan tonight on both sides of the ball.
Michael Pilardi going to give a little knuckle rotation and fielded with all hands, not near the body by Tommy Lee Lewis. Well, guess who's getting ready to work? Mr. Drew Brees coming your way in moments. You know, we mentioned this being one of the great pre-snap chess matches that you see in terms of an NFL matchup. Head coach Sean Payton of the Saints said, how can we give Luke Kuechly what he thinks? Give him something else. That's the battle. You know, we usually talk about defensive coordinators wanting to trick quarterbacks pre-snap. In this case, it's the other way around. It's the offensive team worried about outsmarting pre-snap the middle linebacker.
And it's the respect that they have for Luke Kuechly. You go against him twice a year, and you have nothing but respect for this guy. He's an old-school football-playing Jesse. He understands formations, alignments, and so Sean Payton's right on. That's how you have to approach it when you're going against Luke Kuechly. Give him something else to think about. You cannot allow him just to tee off. He's too good of a player and will disrupt your game.
His preparation comes to the field every single time he steps on the field.
Kamara in motion as they will give to Ingram, and Ingram backs his way out to the 19-yard line, gain of 5.
And that's what this Saints offense does, right? They run a lot of the same plays, just different formations. They come out tonight, what do? They fake the jet sweep to Kamara and then just run a quick ISO. So they're going to give you a lot of different things. Sean Payton is as good as there is in the NFL at dressing it up, but running similar plays.
2nd and 5. Brees' first pass of the night. As that's incomplete, as he was trying to get it to Dan Arnold. They are without their starting left tackle tonight. Armstead hasn't played an entire 16-game season in his 6-year career.
Well, but this offense, it goes through 2 guys, Alvin Kamara, and then their running game, of course, and then on the outside, Michael Thomas. Got over 100 catches. Carolina has to account for these guys, and what they just did on that previous down, on 2nd down, forcing Drew Brees outside the pocket. He's a different player when you get him outside the pocket. You cannot allow him to stay in there because he's way too accurate and will pick you apart.
3rd and 5. Brees took his time. A wobbler gets complete to Kirkwood. 21-yard reception to Keith Kirkwood.
Well, that's what he does. I mean, he just stays in the pocket. He's going to allow those guys to get open. They play man-to-man. And, you know, if Kirkwood keeps his feet there, I mean, he's almost got a chance there for a touchdown with that play. And Mike Adams, a free safety, he's a veteran player. He gave up a lot of big plays last week against Cleveland. It's all about pressure for this front 4 of the Carolina Panthers.
Best in the NFL completion percentage. Saw 76% for the 39-year-old future Hall of Famer. As Kamara tries to spin free and then is finally ridden down by Luke Kuechly and Jackson. 6 yards for Alvin Kamara.
But you know, you say that, Luke. I mean, about Luke Kuechly, his ability to just slip blockers. He doesn't allow linemen to get up on him. I mean, he tracks the ball. He's gifted. There's no question about it. He has all the physical traits, Joe, but his ability to find it, not only his instincts, but he doesn't allow linemen and tight ends to get in his body. That's a great trait for a linebacker.
Showing some A-gap pressure here as Michael Thomas motions over to the near side. Brees able to get it complete to Thomas, who weaves his way past midfield for a 1st down. That flag is down. We'll see if this stands. Tony Correnti heading up this crew.
Pass interference. Offense, number 18. 10-yard penalty. And repeat, 2nd down.
Going to get Kirkwood for clearing some space.
Well, that's a big part of their offense is they set these pick routes. You're going to see Kirkwood coming across, and when he goes across, he's really just trying to force them to play over top. But when he gets there, he cannot hit. He's trying to set that pick underneath. You got to keep running. If you stop in the middle of the route, they're going to call it every time. Good call by the referees.
And you saw what Carolina has to do to get pressure. They brought Kuechly there. This front 4 has been a disappointing unit. They have to blitz to get pressure, and that's been one of the biggest problems with their defense all season long.
Makes for a 2nd and 14. And Kamara is forced out that time by Thompson. All right, take us through this defense, Book.
Well, it starts up front. Number 99, K'Wan Short. They paid him like a premier under tackle. He's not playing like it. He's got to play better. He's got to be the anchor. But it starts in the middle with a Hall of Fame linebacker, Luke Kuechly. He'll play sideline to sideline and forward and backward. If you're looking for entertainment tonight, watch Luke Kuechly. He surely will not disappoint. And on the back end, they've been disappointing also. So the front and the back end have to play better to be the Carolina Panther defense that we're used to seeing from Ron Rivera.
You know, there was concern that KK Short wouldn't be able to go tonight, but now 94 consecutive games played. Taysom Hill was the intended target there. He's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. As that was incomplete, 4th and 6.
We talk a lot about Luke Kuechly, but understand this. Taysom Hill is going to get the shovel pass from Drew Brees. But take a look at number 58, Thomas Davis. Luke Kuechly gets a lot of the credit. Thomas Davis, a veteran player, is still playing at a high level. And the combination of Davis and Kuechly is still one of the more formidable ones in the National Football League.
Now, Morstead, a rare sighting at times this year, actually on to punt with this dynamic offense. And a good directional job of pinning it near the 10-yard line. 46-yard punt by Thomas Morstead. Cam gets another shot out there in moments. Coverage is brought to you by Goodyear. The 2 teams that have combined to capture 9 of the last 13 NFC South division titles. As the Saints took control of that, they come in with 11 wins here. As Newton pulls it and unable to get to the edge that time, as Von Bell was quick to get to him with A.J. Klein, the former Panther.
You know, and you see that wide bunch set, looks like a college football team. Get them out wide in a bunch, so it spreads them out, and you can run the football. And you just got to commend Norv Turner, the veteran coach in the National Football League. He is completely bought into this system. He didn't come in here and try to change Cam Newton. He's just trying to take his game and go to the next level. Early in the season, that's what we saw. He needs to show up tonight.
A 66-year-old former NFL head coach, offensive coordinator for so many teams, incomplete, looking for Thomas. And Cam, you know, he said to us, listen, Norv Turner lets me be me. And he really respects the relationship that they've developed quickly.
Yeah, look, I mean, and I respect the way Norv's approached it coming in here. Look, I mean, you know, when good Cam shows up, I mean, he has shown that he can do what it takes to lead his franchise. Took him to the Super Bowl. He won an MVP. But you just don't know when that guy's going to show up. It's consistency. That position, quarterback, you better have consistency. And that's what has to happen here down the stretch for this season if they want to compete in the postseason.
Well, what has shown up during the 5-game losing streak are interceptions. He has 8 of them. It's the most in the league since week 10. 3rd down and 10 from his own goal line. And he drives the ball complete to Curtis Samuel. A flag is down back inside the 1. As Davenport and Jordan collided with Newton.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 92. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play and an automatic first down.
You know, that's the thing that we don't see enough from Cam Newton, the ability to catch the football, stand in the pocket. Yeah, he takes a beat. He's 6'5" and 250 pounds, but to deliver a strike right there, as we see the blow to the head, the personal foul, but just the ability to make that throw, if Cam could do that more often, then the passing game could expand. We don't see that enough from him.
That was a big 3rd down conversion by him, though, and his young receivers are stepping up at critical times.
Yeah.
McCaffrey probing the inside there on 1st down. Well, you know, Cam this season is interesting when you think about his accuracy and the distance thrown downfield, because entering tonight, he's completing 69% of his passes. I like the wintertime snow football theme the guys went with here. But throwing the ball just 7.1 yards downfield, so they're coming up short of that target. That's a career low. The completion percentage a career high, but the yards downfield a career low. Second and 8, play action, steps up in the pocket, and now looking to tuck and run, and is taken down near the line of scrimmage by Alex Okafor.
You know, Tess, that's the thing about Cam Newton. Everyone sees that high completion percentage. He's completing 68% of his passes. Well, understand this. Stats are like bikinis. They show some things, but not all things. Yes, he's completing a high percentage, but he's throwing the football shorter. Where he's got to be better is when he throws the football down the field, like the strike that we just saw. If he does that more, now the offense can grow, and Cam can become the complete quarterback, which we know he can be.
And this guy's got to help him out. Living in 3rd and long, this is the 3rd time we've seen it. That is not the formula for this Panthers offense.
3rd down and 9. Pressure on him, and coming up with the ball. DJ Moore was trying to make that extra effort and dive for the line to make, but he goes for 7. As Anzalone came in hard. Watch this on Newton.
Just a nice little love tap there by Anzalone.
That offense is staying on the field, Book.
Without a doubt. I like this by Norv Turner. When you've lost 5 in a row, and Coach Ron Rivera, you have to make a statement early against a team like the Saints. Love this move, Whit.
You know what? Riverboat Ron. We're seeing it early. Sometimes you're hot, and sometimes you're not. He's hoping that this team can rally behind him.
4th and 2. McCaffrey's going to pass, and wide open Martinez. How about it? Roll the dice and cash in, Panthers.
Well, they just run the halfback pass. What a fake there by McCaffrey. He has an opportunity, he sees it, and then to be able to come in behind it. Norv Turner, Riverboat Ron with aggressive call. You've heard all this talk about the 5-game skid, aggressive call, and big-time play.
How about Manhertz coming up big there? Chris Manhertz with a 50-yard receiving touchdown by way of Christian McCaffrey. And tonight we're going to take a look at the beautiful city of Charlotte in this exclusive on the glory end from Christian McCaffrey on a 4th down call.
But Manhertz's ability to seal the block, if he just releases quick, it's not going to be there. Good fake by McCaffrey. Manhertz sells it. That's an important trait for a tight end on these plays. And I love Christian McCaffrey. He's leading the team in rushing. He's leading the team in touchdowns. Throw on another touchdown pass to it. Critical play. And Riverboat Ron, aggressive play call at the right time. And that's the mentality you need here tonight.
Without a doubt. And number 43, Marcus Williams for the New Orleans Saints. Even in a situation like that where you want to come up and make a big play, he has to know his responsibility of covering the tight end man-to-man. McCaffrey on the fake, he bit. That was an easy pitch and catch right there.
But that's the thing, though, Boog. Manhertz did a good job coming down to seal that block. And when that happens, Williams then triggers and thinks that it's run. I want to get in there and make the play. If he didn't seal the block first, that would have never happened.
Yeah.
Good job to the details there by the tight end.
Here's Kamara as he catches a seam and finally forced out after the long return. Goes for 50 yards.
He's so dangerous, though. And they put him back here. He's got a lot of carries. He's used in this offense a lot, and they keep him in there on the kickoff returns for that reason. And that shows the value that he brings. Unbelievable speed, and then just the instincts to be able to play it out like that.
You know, he had a kickoff return last year against Tampa for a touchdown. And the thing that you don't realize, he's 215 pounds, guys. He's tough to bring down.
As Ingram now with a big hole, and he bounces off a man and keeps on going inside the 30. 23-yard run by Mark Ingram as he flattened Eric Reed.
Well, Mark Ingram just has a great job of understanding the vision. He's going to run the dive, but then he bounces it all the way back outside. Good patience to allow it to set up on the backside with his tackle and his receiver, Kirkwood. And then he sees Eric Reed and says, you better get lower there, buddy, if you want to make that play. And that's the challenge when you go against the Saint offense, because you get Kamara in the speed, and then they change it up with this bowling ball and Mark Ingram, who's playing some of his best football as well.
Breeze, quick drop, threw it a little bit behind Michael Thomas, who was making the in cut there. Bradbury had coverage.
You know, last week New Orleans was struggling with Tampa. They didn't run the ball a lot in the first half. In the second half, they came back between Kamara and Ingram. They rushed for over 100 yards. Quiet as it's kept, this running game is the engine for this New Orleans Saints car. When they run the football and they're physical on the line of scrimmage, boy, are they tough to handle.
Silver, front line.
There's Kamara on second down, had to hesitate for a moment, and then KK short with the tackle. Told you he was dealing with the ankle this week. He made his way out there.
And Joe, Carolina needs to see more of that out of KK Short. They gave him the big deal, 5 years and $80 million. Okay, they paid him like a premier 3 technique in the National Football League. He hasn't played that way. And so when you wonder why the Carolina Panthers defense has given up a little bit, it's because up front, mainly KK Short hasn't lived up to his potential.
3rd down and 9.
They put Michael Thomas inside in the slot. He's a matchup there against this Ron Rivera defense because they don't really double a lot in this system.
Breeze batted down. And the Luke chant from the crowd rains down after that play. Kuechly right in that path.
You know, Tess, we talk about great players and pre-snap. Watch Luke Kuechly. He's telling Thomas Davis, no, you go. I'm going to mirror Drew Brees. Defensive players don't get enough credit. A guy like Luke Kuechly. We always talk about Peyton Manning at the line of scrimmage and Aaron Rodgers. Watch Luke Kuechly tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He does the same thing, just from a defensive perspective.
Will Lutz has made 23 consecutive field goals, this from 46. And the Saints get on the board, 7-3 Panthers. That we picked up on Luke Kuechly just moments ago with that pass he batted away, and how much he calls out pre-snap what he thinks is going to happen with the Saints offense, and nails it. That had them settle for a field goal. Listen to this. This was Kuechly pre-snap.
Hey, look, the inside zone. TD, go! Go!
He directs Thomas Davis. He knows where to go and makes the play.
Well, he tells Thomas Davis to blitz because it's man-to-man behind it, and he wanted to be that free player so he could mirror Drew Brees. But going back to that inside zone, that tells you he's calling out the play, but you know what? You still got to stop it.
That's right.
His guy's got to stop it.
He called it out. You got to stop it. And here's McCaffrey as he spins his way before being tackled down. He threw the touchdown pass to Manhurts moments ago. First career pass attempt that was for McCaffrey. He was 2 of 3 passing with a couple of touchdowns when he was playing at Stanford.
And this is what the Carolina Panthers offense has to do. They have to keep it up. They're winning the time of possession, which is critical with Drew Brees on the other side. They're 2 for 4 on 3rd down, 1 for 1 on 4th down. That's the formula for this offense in Cam Newton.
McCaffrey on 2nd and 6. It'll make for a 3rd and about a long one there.
You know, and as Carolina runs the football, it's not necessarily about getting 8, 9, 10-yard runs. It's about the volume, allowing the New Orleans Saints to know that you're going to be a physical football team, that you're here to fight all night. I think that's more important than the yardage they get.
See their record when running the ball. They said they wanted 25 plus, 30 plus rushes. And you got that goose egg in the loss column.
And that's all good as long as you're good on 3rd down. That formula works, but he has to convert in these 3rd and manageables.
And here is one, 3rd and 1. And incomplete as they pass on 3rd and 1. As he was looking for Manhurts. And broken up by Von Bell.
You know, that's a play call that I think if you're Norv, you may want to rethink. You got a 260-pound quarterback. You've been running the football. Maybe it might be a good time to run the quarterback. I know you don't want to run him a lot, but 3rd and 1 should be a down. You can pick that up with Cam Newton.
Pilardi punts away. He's top 10 in net average in the league. And fair catch at the 25. Well, we are working our way to something special on December 29th. The College Football Playoff Semifinals on ESPN. First at 4 Eastern, Clemson's going to take on Notre Dame in the Cotton Bowl Classic. 10 and 8, you got the Heisman winner and Kyler Murray in Oklahoma going up against the defending champs, Alabama in the Orange Bowl. Speaking of Alabama and Heisman winners, Mark Ingram, 2009 winner.
That Alabama defense, Joe, against Kyler Murray. Can't wait to watch that matchup.
What do you think, Book?
I think Alabama's defense will make just enough stops, just a few more than the Oklahoma defense.
I don't think there's any think about it.
Yeah. I also don't think those defenses in the Big 12 quite look like the ones Saban's putting on the field. Brees, look at the time he has. As he goes downfield to Watson. And Watson still grinding away. Smart enough to get up and bring it down for 43 yards.
Well, it's just a play action. It comes off the running game. And then there goes Watson. Good feel. They're settling up in the zone, and he gets in behind it. You see how those linebackers, Thomas Davis and Luke Kuechly, they both settle in. Drew says, I see it, and he processes information so quickly.
Was that down by contact there?
I think he was down by contact, yes.
Yeah, I think Carolina's going to take a look at it smartly.
Looked like you could see the legs meet when Watson went down at the end of that play. It's Ron Rivera.
But, you know, when they run these play actions, these linebackers have to get deeper. They have to understand that and cover
Carolina is challenging the ruling on the field that the receiver was not touched and down by contact.
I don't know.
We'll take a short break as they review that. Come back and see what they say. Ruling on the field is that the ball carrier was not down by contact, but you be the judge here. Watch Davis.
Yeah, it touches right there.
Yeah, I think his left hand got his cleat there. You know, guys, but even before that, notice how much time Drew Brees had in the pocket. You know, one thing that we're seeing from the New Orleans Saints that we didn't see last night when you watched the Rams, they're making sure their quarterback is comfortable back in the pocket, not allowing pressure. Drew Brees, if you give him time, he's the most accurate quarterback we've ever seen in the National Football League.
Yeah, it looked like Ben Watson's leg hit the back of Thomas Davis's hamstring there in the back behind it, so he'll be down. But that's what you said it earlier, Boog, about why they want to run the football, sets everything up. And that's the play action that it gets protected inside.
After review, the receiver was down by contact at the 47-yard line. It'll be New Orleans ball. First down at the 47. With the game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 41 seconds and start on my signal.
And that play action
Carolina
really
will not be
challenges.
charged with a timeout.
That play action really challenges these linebackers because they're spotting up in their zone coverage 12, 14 yards deep. And when that deep over comes with the tight end and Ben Watson, they have got to turn, open up, and carry it. Look at the personnel groupings of the Saints. I mean, Sean Payton, I mean, he's just an Einstein with how he approaches it.
Yep.
I mean, he brings 5 new guys in. They communicate it well. And it's one of the reasons why they're so explosive.
Ingram bouncing ahead that time for 3.
And when you talk about the different personnel groupings, if you watch the Los Angeles Rams play, they're going to be mainly in 11 personnel. But the Saints, they got a varying degree of formations, pony, 2 backs, 3 tight ends, a lot of different ones.
Well, Chris Manhurst, the 50-yard touchdown reception from Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown we've got on the board so far. So it's 7-3, Panthers on top. See the scoring margin the first quarter this year. It's been a concern for the Saints. They've been outscored 24-3 in the first quarter of the last 3 games.
Think about that, though. I mean, we're talking about one of the best offenses in football, potentially the #1 seed, and only 3 points in the first half the last 2 weeks.
2nd and 7 out of the backfield's Kamara. So that race for the #1 seed in the NFC. Of course, the Saints got the best of the Rams. Rams were beaten last night by the Eagles. You see the remaining games and how critical it is for the Saints to have home field. The advantages they've had with Brees and Payton at home.
You know, as it pertains to New Orleans getting the #1 seed, I think it's about their defense, guys. That defense at home, the pass rush, create turnovers. It's a different defense when they're in that dome.
And a timeout used by the Saints here. It sure is. If they win 2 of the next 3 weekends, they're going to have that #1.
Well, it's one of the toughest places to play in the NFL. I played there a lot in my career, you know. It's a fast track, which kind of fits this offense and what they do. And Drew Brees, I mean, he's completing 76% of his passes, but he's remarkable in that dome.
Well, there's the mark. That combo of head coach and future Hall of Fame quarterback. 5-0 in the postseason at home. 1-5 when playing on the road. And of course, they won the Super Bowl as a 1 seed. Sean Payton turned to us the other day. We asked him about it. He said, listen, you win one game, you're playing the NFC Championship. Taysom Hill in at quarterback on 3rd and 1. And he's trying to stretch out for it is Kamara.
Got a nice spot there.
Sure did.
They do that on a lot of the 3rd downs. They like to bring Taysom Hill in there and run the zone reads for him. He's comfortable doing it. A lot of times he gives it in these moments here. Defensive end plays upfield, slow to get down the line. He's going to give that every time.
It's a good play by KK Short. Kamara was, he was a little hesitant. The hole was there. He was very hesitant to hit it, though.
Bring out the chain, stretch it out. And a 1st down for New Orleans.
But you said he was a little hesitant there and he runs it. I mean, just think about what the versatility he brings this offense. You know, he goes to Alabama, doesn't play a lot, transfers to Tennessee. They don't use him a ton the right way. Sean Payton comes in there and scoots him up, says, thank you very much. I got my guy, and he uses him a lot of different ways.
Now Taysom Hill goes from playing quarterback on the short yardage to now lined up on the near side. And they set up the screen to Hill. And Hill keeps his balance and made the most of it, and it was hit hard as he went out of bounds that time by Mike Adams. 14 yards there on the tight end screen.
Well, it's a good call by the tight end screen. He's going to block for a count, and then get out. And the ability to see Taysom Hill there, stretch the field, block, and then throw him inside. The lane is outside for the tight ends. You can get a block down midfield. He did a good job making a guy miss, but Sean Payton, he knows just the right time to come back with zone read, come back with a tight end screen, play action, and then he takes his shots.
Now he keeps Hill out there on the field with Kamara and Ingram. And Ingram drives ahead with Kuechly on his back for 4 yards there.
Well, Luke just sees it so quick, and then he just shoots the gap. He's unblocked. You know, usually you don't see him make those tackles. He just makes them miss. He plays the back door. He plays over top. That's the thing about smart players. Sometimes you think in those moments that, okay, I know exactly what he's thinking. And you think he's going to play over top. But that's where the instincts that you mentioned earlier, Boog, where they just kick in. And sometimes he just has a feel, and he'll shoot the back door.
2nd and 6. Breeze, shallow cross that time. First catch of the night for Michael Thomas. Well, Michael Thomas, outstanding player, has been putting up incredible numbers. If you look at that catch percentage, I mean, 85%. His catch rate, the highest of any player since 2001. Folks, if you want to consider, I mean, not everybody knows catch rate. The NFL average is 64%.
Snap it quick here.
3rd and 1. Is he stacked up and then pulled back? Yes. Flag is down all the way back at the 26.
False
but
start.
that mark should be short.
Offense, number 41. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
And the penalty is against New Orleans as Kuechly had wrapped up Breeze and just threw him back.
Well, sometimes when you try to go that up tempo, the running back's not set. Kamara's moving around. He just moves a little bit too soon in that moment for that. And Kuechly just jumping over the top. I mean,
goes Superman over the line.
Yeah, he's paying homage to LeVar Arrington, baby. If you can do it, LeVar, soak it out, baby.
White man can jump. White man can jump.
Coming over the top, man. How good is that?
You know, going back to Michael Thomas, though, Joe, I mean, think about that. 85%. Look, if you're just the nearest receiver and the ball goes out of bounds, that's a target. So to be completing 85% of those to him says a lot about who he is as a receiver on the outside and then right now in the slot. Keep your eyes up for him.
3rd down and 5. Right at the sticks that time as he gets it to Traquan Smith.
And Traquan Smith is a guy that has to step up. 0 catches the last 2 weeks, getting a catch tonight. You know, Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints, they've been fishing around. Dez Bryant, Brandon Marshall. They claim Simi Cobbs off the Redskins practice squad. They're looking for something, a veteran wide receiver. They realize that Michael Thomas can't do it all by himself. They're going to have to get some of these young guys to continue to step up.
How awesome were the eyes of Breeze there as he locks it on that target. Kamara inside the 10 and wrapped up and taken down by Eric Reed.
Well, they go jumbo personnel, and they bring in Will Clapp, their tight end, to play action, and they just bring it all down, and Kamara uses his vision, and he gets back outside. That's the play they want to do. Put him on the safety, put him on the corner. Right here, he's on Reed, the strong safety. He's so good in space, and he has that power. Bringing in Will Clapp in the jumbo personnel, and misdirection runs. Good call.
What a tackle by Reed, though. One-on-one in the open field with Alvin Kamara. My goodness, what a tackle.
Yeah, Kamara, who leads the NFL in red zone receptions. 2nd and 6. He pumps, he extends. What is Breeze going to come up with here? And just has to burn it as he was being chased down. That was Vernon Butler.
Well, that's the thing about this Panthers defense. When you're going against him, you have to win in the red zone. Bend but don't break. They're 31st in the league, giving up 74% touchdowns in the red zone. That's not the formula for this Ron Rivera defense. They need a big stop right now, and the way they do it is pressure inside.
Yeah, they got to get pressure. I think the Carolina Panthers defense I'm used to seeing, the front four get pressure, they'll drop back, play some zone coverage. Let's see if they do that, or do they play a little man-to-man now?
Julius Peppers comes in as the defensive end.
3rd and 6. Breeze had a short arm. That's a Kamara, who then is met as he was corralled quickly by Thomas Davis.
That's the Panther defense that I played against when I played, and I'm used to seeing. The front four gets to the quarterback, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis in zone coverage, make you throw the ball short, you come up, you make the tackle. That's the thing they've been missing, guys. If they can do this, we're going to have a ball game tonight deep into the 4th quarter.
Kamara just going down. Shows his athleticism making that catch, though. They don't get the first down, but Drew sees it. You know, if you say one thing about what Dallas did against the New Orleans Saints a few weeks back, was the pressure came inside.
Yeah.
Drew likes to step up inside the pocket. So the Panthers doing a good job wrapping back around inside, making him get the ball out of his hands.
Just a 24-yard attempt for Lutz. So he has 2 first-half field goals, and we've got a 1-point game here in Charlotte. The Saints to a field goal again there.
I got a great feel for these guys. Okay. I know exactly what they're doing. So just listen. I'll let you know when we're checking it. Hey, good eyes!
How about that comment there from Kuechly?
You know, Tess, there's only one place where success comes before work, and that's in the dictionary. You can tell his preparation comes to the field, how hard he studies, how much info that he knows, and when he brings it to the field, preparation and opportunity meet. That's why this young man has a lot of success.
So here are the Panthers in the midst of this losing streak. 5 straight. Lost the last 4 by 7 points or fewer. And then Cam, the interceptions. Told you 8 during the streak. Most in the NFL. Weeks 10 to 14. But the defense giving up the big plays, allowing 8 plays from scrimmage over 40 yards. That is also the most in the NFL during that stretch. Tonight, locking in a bit against this Saints offense early on. Here's Newton as he goes with the shallow under to DJ Moore, who's been a really good-looking rookie out of Maryland, their first-round pick.
Well, Moore's going to just come on the drag. It's just a simple drag. But he understands, like, hey, get the ball to him quick so that he can do something with the run after catch. Staying ahead of the chains is going to be critical for this offense, but their defense is helping them out. They need to take advantage of that.
McCaffrey on 2nd and 5 as he darts his way ahead for exactly 5.
Well, they're just running a quick draw inside, and McCaffrey, he's been taking the next step. We talked about him going from a scat back to now an every down back. He's got good patience. He allows his linemen to get to the 2nd level. That allows him to get those extra yards.
He is so sick of hearing that label of that. The guy is, can he run on the inside? Is he every down back? I mean, folks, look at the numbers. Look at the productivity. He's a strong guy. Yes, he's compact, but he is strong.
You know, he said that's the reason why he went to Stanford, because he was tired of hearing that, Joe.
Third time that they have faced 3rd and 1, and when you have that at quarterback, a snowplow going ahead, you don't worry much about 3rd and 1. A little something extra on the back end of that.
And anytime, if I'm Carolina, anytime I get 3rd and 1, I know you don't want to run Cam, but that's what they should have done on the last 3rd and 1. Cam Newton is a weapon, 6'5" and 260. If he just leans forward, he'll get the first down. Nice call there. Do that more if you're Carolina.
McCaffrey was met in the backfield by Cameron Jordan, the wine giver, Cameron Jordan. He's the guy who sent Cam Newton the bottle of wine after they swept him last year. Jordan Cab, he gave him. The eponymous wine.
He just does a good job extending his arms, locking out the offensive tackle, and then shedding. And that's what defense ends have to do in the running game.
Double play action to a screen that had absolutely no chance. Anzalone disrupting everything.
Well, Anzalone says, you guys keep talking about Luke Kuechly, but guess what? I can read it too. They fake the zone, fake the reverse, and then here he is. And when they come back through, he's going to play it just off of that fake dive, did his film study, then the reverse. He sees it, and he racks before the offensive lineman can get up to him.
And now comes a down 3rd and long that Carolina is very uncomfortable in. Cam really doesn't have a number 1 wide receiver. Greg Olsen is hurt, so these downs are tough for the Carolina Panthers.
3rd and 13. As Jordan couldn't get him. And then he throws it short of McCaffrey.
Yeah, those 3rd downs are tough for everybody. You're not going to win many games. You're not going to convert when you have these 3rd downs and long. They have to be better early in the downs.
Cameron Jordan has 12 sacks this year. It's 1 shy of his career high that he set last season.
You know, Joe, that's what the Saints are doing better during this 5-game streak is their ability to rush the passer with Jordan and Rankins.
Pilardi's punt drives Lewis all the way back inside the 10. And then he's able to return it past the 20. 7-6 game here. Panthers on top. $100,000 to local children. That kicked off Cam's Foundation's annual holiday giveaway.
He's got that Joe Test flash. The way he dresses.
That's booked tonight, Whit. Here's Ingram. Look at Ingram trying to keep his balance and take Davis for a ride. Goes for 7 yards there. You know the offense is weaponry for the Saints. And you sit there and you look at Breeze's numbers tonight. Kamara, but then Michael Thomas, who only has the 1 catch for 5 yards so far.
Well, this is a critical 6 minutes for the Panthers season. You know, you got to give this offense a reason to doubt the Saints. You know, momentum is real in the NFL, and there's Drew Brees out wide at wide receiver.
As they go with the inverted bone full house with Taysom Hill handing off to Alvin Kamara, who will go ahead for the first down. So Taysom Hill, who is the ultimate NFL Swiss Army knife. We've seen him at quarterback already a couple times tonight as Max Unger and friends are having a friendly conversation that has nothing to do with swapping Christmas cookie recipes. And Joe, Hill trots out there, the 28-year-old in his 2nd season out of BYU, who they have used every which way. Special teams, plays some quarterback, lines up at tight end.
5-9.
Breeze on first down as he goes to Ingram, and Ingram will go ahead and get 8.5 yards there.
You know, going back to that, though, this is a critical time in the game and really for the season for the Panthers. When you think about where they're at, I mean, they can't afford to lose. They have to win. But, you know, the Saints, they're going to get the ball here to start the 2nd half. You've held them scoreless there from the touchdown standpoint, 2 field goals that you've given up. So you've got to give them a reason to doubt. And just like momentum is contagious and gives you confidence, the same goes when you have adversity. and you begin to doubt yourself a little bit, regardless of what your record and how good you've been in the past. The Panthers need a big stop on this drive.
We'll see if they can get it. Not going to happen with that effort as Ingram gets a push ahead, and that will move the chains. Ron Rivera, the head coach. The flag is down at the end of this play. That is back at the 42-yard line. See what Tony Corrente cleans up here with his crew.
Getting chippy down here, Tess. A lot of extracurricular activity. But that tends to happen when you get division rivals, the NFC South. I played in this division. None of the teams like each other. That's just kind of how it goes. But it's going a little too far here tonight.
Well, especially these two, both.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
what happened last year with the sweep.
After the conclusion of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 75. 15-yard penalty, and it will be first down and 10 yards to gain.
That's Andrus Peat.
Yeah, he just pushes him at the very end. The play's over. We're going to call that every time.
No, he doesn't have good memories of playing the Panthers. Broke his leg, had the high ankle sprain in the wild card playoff game last year against the Panthers. Sean Payton clearly bothered by that. It is a first down. They just get marched back. Breeze going to check down underneath Josh Hill. As Hill goes for 10 yards.
Well, what happens there, we're talking about these linebackers having to get back on the play action. They got to carry the deep overs. And these guys are going to go, and he's going to run it out. But then the tight end, Hill's going to come. So when Kuechly drops back, he then just checks it down underneath. So he's looking for the deep vertical. Kuechly turns and runs with the outcut. And then, boom, as soon as he turns, Drew just checks it down. That's the chess match. And they put him in a bind, Luke Kuechly, when they play like that.
But here's the mentality, Whit. As a defensive player, I'm trying to keep everything in front of me. Carolina's doing a good job of that tonight.
Yeah, but that was a first down.
Breeze with time downfield. And it's incomplete with no flag, as it was Kamara matched up with Munnerlyn.
Munnerlyn's a veteran player, so he understood that the ball goes up. He kind of got beat settling in the zone, and then he turns and runs. And good job. You always say that, Bug. I always, countering you on it. You got to turn and find the ball, but in this case, it worked out for the veteran.
Yeah, I just love what Carolina's doing tonight. They're limiting Michael Thomas. They're not giving New Orleans the big play. And when you have an explosive offense, make them drive the football 12 to 15 plays. Nice game plan by Ron Rivera so far.
Quickly to the line. Play clock down to 1 on 2nd and 10. That is batted and incomplete as Munnerlyn on the other side of the field this time.
Well, when they go empty, they check to cover 2, so they're playing a zone. And Munnerlyn's a veteran player. He's going to soft it, set in that zone, but he's got to go make that play. Those are difference-making plays. Good job breaking it up, but you got to find it, knowing that Drew's going to try to bait you. That's one he'd like to have back.
Yeah, and this defense is playing better. Ron Rivera's taking over the play calling. You fire the defensive line coach, you fire the secondary coach. This defense is playing inspired football tonight.
That happened before last week's loss at Cleveland. Rivera calls the defensive plays for his team. 3rd down and 10. Incomplete. Looking for Thomas as Reed was in defensively.
They walk everybody up and pretend like they're blitzing, and then they fall underneath. Eric Reed, good job on the double team, falling underneath it, and then driving on the ball. It's what you have to do, knowing that Michael Thomas is his #1 target. Good job by Ron Rivera to say, hey, we're going to double him on critical downs.
Whit, I wonder why more teams don't do this in New Orleans. When Michael Thomas is clearly your #1 guy, just high-low him all day.
Good directional work that time by Thomas Morstead. Panthers still up 7-6. Bill, you mentioned you're right on top of it down there. It has been chippy at the end of some of these plays. Cam with a 1-point lead when we return. .3:14 until halftime here. Joe, Jason, Booger, and Lisa with you. Monday Night Football, Saints and the Panthers. Saints trying to secure that #1 seed in the NFC. And the Panthers hoping for the best down the stretch here. They got to win, and they need a little bit of help. Put an end to this 5-game losing streak. Newton trying to extend the play. Flag is down as he is taken down by Onyemata.
Holding, offense number 71. This penalty's been declined. The result of the play creates second down.
Third sack for the Saints. Hey, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, of course, recognizing NFL players who not only exhibit excellence on the field, but the passion and impacting lives, and extends beyond the game. It's led them to leave a positive legacy in their communities. Like the nominees we have here, the Saints, Mark Ingram, the Panthers, Julius Peppers. The winner announced at the NFL Honors the night before the Super Bowl. McCaffrey can't find much that time. And, you know, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. Hey, listen, we got the MVP and we've got Lombardi and everything, but in the league, that is the most prestigious and the most honored, and we're so glad to have a former winner with us. But that fraternity is so special.
It's a rare fraternity. You know, when you're around that award, that family, I think it's incredible what the league is doing with it. I'm more proud to be associated with the Walter Payton Man of the Year than any other accomplishment I had on the playing field. So I think it's incredible. We recognize what these players are doing on and off the field. Kudos to the league office for recognizing that. And I can tell you, from being a past recipient, it's an incredible experience.
I laugh because I've been to your house. You've actually brought that beautiful Walter Payton Man of the Year Award trophy down from the shelf. And, man, the commissioner hands that thing to you. You don't realize how heavy it is.
Yeah, you spend all weekend with him, and, you know, Roger Goodell doesn't tell you the thing weighs 92 pounds, right. You know. He hands it to you on stage in front of America, you know. But that just, it embodies so much, and what Walter stood for, and what all the past recipients, when they bring those group together. I'm so humbled and honored to be a part of it. Some great representatives here tonight.
Well, Ingram and Peppers, outstanding jobs what they've done. 3rd and 20, and Cam is going to escape, tuck, and try to run, as another flag is down here at the end of this play. That's back at the 5-yard line.
Holding, offense number 72. This penalty has been declined. The result of the play creates 4th down.
You know, that's the thing that Carolina didn't want to do. You give the ball back to New Orleans. New Orleans is going to get the football to start the second half. They got time for that rare double dip where they can score at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. That's how they jump up on teams.
Yeah, and you want to get this crowd involved. You want to show that there's hope. You want the New Orleans Saints to doubt a little bit.
Yeah.
Get a drive there. Don't give them the ball back with over 2 minutes to go. And Drew Brees on the other side.
Now it takes a bounce in the other direction, just short of the 50-yard line. So they'll have good field position after just a 33-yard punt from Lombardi. Hey, let's talk NFL MVP. Some of the candidates there, you know what Aaron Donald's doing, leading the NFL in sacks and tackles for loss. Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. What a superb year for those guys. Then the wow factor of Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees. Been a runner-up in the past, leads the NFL in completion percentage, has this team aiming towards a #1 seed. What do you see?
Well, I think it's the two guys on the right there, Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees. I mean, Drew Brees, I believe, is playing his best football. What he's done with this offense, he's got the touchdowns and all that, but he's limited the interceptions.
As he goes underneath to Kamara. Who's the MVP at this point, Boog?
For me, it's going to be Drew Brees. I think there's going to be a little bit of sympathy vote for a guy who's the all-time passing leader that never won.
Don't forget about Patrick Mahomes.
Brees has the ball when we return.
And the streak continues, Tess. I've never heard of Daughtry.
Oh, come on, Boog.
Seriously, I haven't. I'm being honest.
You know, we did have a Nelly sighting down there at field level, Boog.
Yeah, it's getting hot in here.
Huh. Brees had the touch on it, but it was broken up by Davis, and then into the hands there of Bradbury. Weaving his way and finally taken down.
That's the power of the zone coverage. Thomas Davis dropping back. You've been talking about it all night. The linebackers dropping back.
He's actually playing man-to-man there, but he chases it on the pick route. The veteran player gets beat, but then, as you said, to get his hands up at the critical time, that's what you want from your veteran linebacker. And man-to-man coverage, understanding it, goes off his helmet, and rally to the ball. That's the break they needed. Now Cam Newton. Take advantage of it. Capitalize. This is when you need good Cam.
So James Bradbury aware enough to haul it in, return it 30 yards off the helmet of Davis. And 3 timeouts remain for the Panthers with prime field position. 1:46 before the half, and the lead over the 11-win Saints. As he finds McCaffrey, who's been such a weapon out of the backfield this year.
But that's what you want from him. Get the ball out quick, see that you got 2 slant routes, and drill it in there. And get yourself in good down and distance. And I'm not just saying with those timeouts in your back pocket, you need 7 here, knowing that Drew Brees gets it here at the second half.
Here's McCaffrey on the ground now, and that'll be a first down.
And because they don't take a lot of shots, I'm looking for them to get some crossing routes. They do have speed. And that's what DJ Moore brings. That's what Samuels brings. They have speed underneath. So if New Orleans is going to play zone on 1st and 2nd down, don't wait till 3rd down. Get those crossing routes going and allow those guys to do it with their legs.
They bring speed at receiver. They don't bring size at receiver. As Moore is lined up in the backfield behind Cam Newton. As they run option, then a reverse, and here's Samuel. Let's see some of that speed. As he is taken down. That was well played by P.J. Williams. As Samuel goes for 5 yards there. And a timeout will be used. That is their first, the Panthers.
Well, they faked like they're going to run the pitch because they did that last week. They ran a little read option. He pitched it out to Moore. And then they come back with the reverse. And that's what Norv Turner's doing. Knowing that they don't have this explosive, big physical receivers on the outside. They do have Funches, but he hasn't been used a lot there. Samuel could have got out of bounds. They did have 3 of them. So you use it, regroup, and this is when Cam extend these plays and allow these guys to do it with the run after catch.
And properly manage these last 40 seconds with 2 timeouts, a 2nd and 4. Ball on the 25-yard line. Remember, they had the trick play with McCaffrey to Manhurst. The rest of the offense has kind of been on low simmer until this opportunity. 2nd and 4.
He's got Funches one-on-one.
Cam trying to keep his balance and putting that big body at nearly 250 pounds, pinballing around and going ahead for a first down. And the clock is counting down. Remember, they have 2 timeouts remaining.
You got to bang it. What are you waiting on, Ron?
Wasted a little bit of time there. There's the encouragement from Ron Rivera. Watch this play by Newton.
Well, it's a called draw. And McCaffrey tried to go with the cut. He kind of missed on it, but Cam, resilient. That's what he does. I mean, he can make plays like that. He's athletic. One of the best things he does is run after catch. New Orleans is trying to wrap up. They're not doing a very good job. He gets the first down. Ron Rivera should have banged that timeout a little bit sooner. Now the opportunity. Still with 1 timeout. You can complete that ball inside because you have that one in your back pocket.
And I like what Dennis Allen did. You bring the safety bell, trying to create some pressure against that call draw, being aggressive toward Cam Newton. Even though he's a scrambling quarterback, you still have to be aggressive toward him.
And Cam needs more awareness there. He's signaling first down. You know, the clock's running.
Yeah, they've lost about 12 seconds with that. Here is Christian McCaffrey, who does get out of bounds that time. So 18 ticks of the clock remain after those 7 yards.
Game management is so critical with the time. Because, you know, Christian understands that, all right, he's going to be the check down, getting out of bounds. Cam is the quarterback. You can't just rely on the coach to do that. You got to get rallied back up. You got a first down, they potentially clock it or be on the ball. Can't waste that time.
Funches is all the way to the top of your screen. He is the lone big target in that receiving corps. Thomas to the bottom, the rookie tight end. He's going to look to the top. And that ball is picked off. Eli Apple with the INT. Wasted opportunity for Carolina.
He's got one-on-one man-to-man. That's why he goes out there. He's going to use his size. He is the one guy that brings in there with some size. The one thing in the red zone, you cannot leave those throws short. Can't do it. Decent release. It's got to be high, firm ball on the outside. It's either Funches's or it's out of bounds. You leave it short, you allow the corner to come back and play. Terrible mistake at crunch time by Cam Newton.
And what did Sean Payton tell us? He says, you know what? I like this Eli Apple, especially when he gets up and plays press coverage and is physical. Eli Apple was that just now.
Eli Apple with the Saints' 5th red zone takeaway this season, and it comes just at the right time. Panthers with a 1-point margin, and the Saints are going to get the ball to start the second half, as we will join Susie Colbert for the Genesis halftime show starting right now. Chris Manhurts and the Panthers not giving up hope on a wild card, even though some stuff has to happen down the stretch here that takes a lot of math. Breeze and Cam and broke through those interceptions in the final moments of the first half. Cam's obviously costly there. The red zone turnover took away a clear scoring chance, and he has been sacked 3 times as well. As we welcome you back here to Charlotte, Joe Tessitore and Jason Witten. We'll hear from Booger in just a moment. What do you make of the quarterbacks?
Well, I mean, the Carolina Panthers defense is playing good enough right now. I mean, that's what you can expect. Getting the turnover from Drew Brees is critical for them. And then Cam Newton, you cannot turn the ball over there at the end of the half. It just cannot happen. No. You have points. Cam Newton's got to do more with this offense. And if all else fails, use his legs to run for the first down.
Let's look at the K Jewelers' extraordinary moments.
Well, this Panthers defense is keeping them in this game. To help these guys from scoring a touchdown, they're stopping the run. That's where it starts, and then double covering and not allowing Michael Thomas to make plays. And then the turnover. Critical down, Thomas Davis following it, tracking it in man coverage, and flipping the field position. They couldn't capitalize because of the interception that Cam Newton had before the half. But this defense is playing good, keeping them in the game. Cam Newton has got to take it over here in the second half.
Now that guy is dangerous in the return game. Kamara, let's see if he gets a chance from Catanzaro. Lisa caught up with Sean Payton.
Yeah, Tess, I just talked to Sean Payton coming out of the locker room, and I said, hey, Coach, another slow offensive start. How do you get some more offense? He said, hey, I am not going to worry about it. I'm not going to make an emergency because we had a slow offensive start. We're playing a very good defensive team. He said, this is always a defensive battle. I'm not worried about style points, he said, Tess. I'm just worried about winning the game.
Isn't it funny how the NFL narratives change? Right? The group think, oh, another slow start for the Saints. What were we saying a month ago about the Saints offense? Now all of a sudden, since the Dallas game in the first half against Tampa and what we see here tonight, man, oh man, this league is wild, isn't it? Able to slither through his Kamara, and that's a good start to the second half as he goes for nearly 10 yards that time.
Well, they're coming back to trying to get the running game established. Kamara sees the hole and he hits it. And that's how they have to do it. They got to get more downhill here in the second half. Sean Payton's got a good pulse on it. He said, hey, look, we're not going to hang 50 points every week. And he has a good feel for what it takes to win these games. And he is perfectly fine winning these games 17-14.
They go with Zach Line, the fullback, who muscles ahead for 5.
You know, one of the reasons why this offense is struggling is their ability to contain Michael Thomas. The ability to come down, break the pass up there, frustrating him. How do you do it? You be physical with him. You knock him down. You bang him a little bit. You frustrate him a little bit. The ball doesn't come to him. And you can see the frustration starting to mount with Michael Thomas.
Fakes the pitch to Ingram. Sets up in the pocket and drives it to Michael Thomas, who was wide open and then taken down by Bradbury. And in doing so, the way Bradbury did, the flags come out after the 20-yard reception. You see Max Unger is slow to get up at the end of that play. Starting center has been first team All-Pro in the past.
You know, Tess, right on target. You know, we talk about limiting Michael Thomas. How about Sean Payton dials it up for him? A little play action, a little over route, getting his #1 guy involved.
Now that's Cameron Tom, who is already getting some snaps in.
There are fouls against both teams that will offset and cause a down to be replayed. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 13. Personal foul, grabbing the face mask, defense, number 24. By rule, these penalties will offset, replay, first down.
Well, Thomas and Bradbury, the guys who were matched up there. Watch the end of this play and you'll see it. Dueling face masks. Well, let's watch Unger here. Watch number 60, the starting center. As Thomas Davis drove him back.
Losing Unger hurts this football team, the Saints offense, because he's the guy up front. He communicates, get them lined up, make the mic calls. He handles all that for Drew Brees.
So we replay the first down. They do so with Ingram, and Ingram is taken down by Shaq Thompson. As KK Short also clogging things up in the middle.
You know, New Orleans struggled last week against Tampa, and it was their ability to come out in the second half and establish the run game that got the offense going. You can see Sean Payton trying to do something very similar here tonight in Carolina.
Second and 10 for Breeze. And in stride, and the ball comes out of Ben Watson's hands. That is incomplete, and nice work from Jackson at the end of the play to get involved. Beautiful throw from Breeze, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great throw. Right, exactly the way you want it, to how it's going to play. But give Dante Jackson credit in that zone coverage, coming in behind him and knocking it out.
You know, Dante Jackson's the only rookie cornerback to start every game. He's got phenomenal speed, track speed. He's playing really, really well, learning on the fly here for the Carolina Panthers.
I think they may challenge this. Jackson got in.
New Orleans is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
Incomplete as of now, but did Watson have firm control, make a football move?
I did some early shopping this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something, too.
Yeah?
Yep. One for you and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
And I love that you love it.
I love it.
I like red.
It's the GMC Denali season to upgrade. Get over $12,000 total value on this Sierra or this specially equipped Yukon when you finance through GM Financial.
Now that I got it right in my hand, I'm gonna spread it all over.
Shop for your entire list. Get up to 50% off everything now through Tuesday at Gap.
Guess what day it is?
Holy smokes.
Hey, Kurt. Are you watching the best of Geico?
I sure am, Linda. They've been saving folks money for years. And now they're re-airing some of their all-time greatest hits with classics like Hump Day, Caveman Airport, and even Celebrating Squirrels.
This crudité is great, but those Geico ads are even better.
But that's not all. Vote today and you can enter for a chance to appear in an upcoming Geico commercial. Just visit geico.com/beststuff.
Oh, Geico.
This NFL season just keeps getting better.
The best team will win the game.
Epic runs.
99 yards for the touchdown.
Miracle finishes.
Deflection. Cowboys win.
Miami running around. Oh, look out. Touchdown. Canyon Drake.
And the new kids
Throws it, no look.
next level.
The rookie sensation, Saquon Barkley.
You gotta see this.
Mayfield with a rocket touchdown.
Well, the Saints challenged, but the ruling on the field was confirmed as incomplete. They're looking for a football move at the end of this. After you get firm control, is there a football move? And they say there wasn't one prior to Dante Jackson disrupting that and dislodging it from Ben Watson.
And that's the right call. And for Ben Watson, when you're running down the seam, that thing's just got to be tucked because you don't know where that nearest defender is. You
Right.
don't know if it's in front of you or behind you. And the veteran tight end has played some good football this year. Got to secure that catch.
Jackson, great looking rookie out of LSU. Who went to Riverdale High School back home in Louisiana, just about a 15-minute drive away from the Superdome. Somebody asked him this week about playing the Saints. He said, listen, I'm not a Saints fan anymore. No, he isn't. He is an emerging young star for the Panthers, who now have the Saints in a 3rd and 10. Breeze with time, drives the ball, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for Traquan Smith, who was right at that line to make, but once again it was Dante Jackson on coverage.
Well, they showed like they were going to double team Michael Thomas, and they rolled back and played zone coverage in behind there. Drew saw it, drilled it in there. Things sailed on him a little bit, but the young rookie's got to come up with that play. But that's what you want from your Panthers defense. Big stop. Now Cam has got to take advantage.
See, more of Thomas Morstead than we're used to this season. He's punting again here, and another beauty directionally as Barner is left without an option. That was a rough tackle at the end of that by Hardy. But a 45-yard punt from Thomas Morstead. Watch Justin Hardy here in coverage. Just rip him down.
It's football, guys. It's a physical sport. He didn't grab the face mask, grabbed him by the neck. It looked bad. Man, it's football week. Come on, man.
Look good to me.
This is not two-hand touch, man. This is a man's game. This is a physical contact sport. Nice no call there by the refs.
Cam's got to have a short memory. He's got to forget about what happened there at the end of the half. Regroup. His defense is playing great for him. Now he's got to take advantage.
8th-year veteran has been playing with that sore right shoulder. As McCaffrey makes his way out close to the 20. Now that first half with Cam Newton, of course, the interception there at the end that was costly. You know, I mentioned the sore right shoulder, but, you know, he misses the midweek practice time. It poses a challenge.
It's a big challenge because for him, the fundamentals go away. North Turner said he worried about it the last month. When you're not practicing at the quarterback position, you need that. And not only for himself, for his own fundamentals and the timing, but for everybody else. He's got young receivers around him. And they need those practice reps.
Yeah, they're limiting his work. You don't see him on Wednesday and Thursday.
Hey, even Gizmo,
No, but to your point, listen, you got some young guys there in the offense, so it affects the others as well. Not just Cam and his timing and his rhythm. 2nd and 7. That was batted away that time by Apple. Apple had the interception in the first half. Former Giant was the first-round pick, 2016.
They're just getting up and playing tight man-to-man coverage, and you know, Wright just got to separate. When you're short, running short underneath routes, you have to get separation. The only way you do that is with your stem of your route. You have to influence it because you know that ball is going to be on you quick.
Eli Apple's playing well. DB coach Aaron Glenn has done a nice job with him here in New Orleans.
And we got the whistle and the flags here. See that there was some movement.
False start. Offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
And it's the first accepted penalty on the Panthers tonight.
You know, guys, Cam gets criticized a lot. You know, since Steve Smith, he hasn't really had a #1 wide receiver. So they're trying to manufacture something. You know, Funchess is a bigger body. DJ Moore, they're trying to find him. I would love this offseason for Carolina to get this young man a true #1 wide receiver. So now maybe we can see, does he have an effect the way Amari Cooper had on Dak Prescott?
3rd down and 12. They bring 4 over the middle as he was trying to throw it to the inside of Christian McCaffrey, and it goes incomplete.
But the big thing is when you talk accuracy with Cam, and I know he's, you know, having a career year with that. It's the ones that I look at on tape is that they're not all measured the same. Some are more important than others, and in this one here, it's a critical 3rd down. McCaffrey gets separation, but he sees the hole, and he's settling in there, and Cam leads him. Not being on the same page can't happen.
So Pilardi will set up at the 1 to punt away to Tommy Lee Lewis. As he turns this ball over and drives Lewis back to the 35. penalty flag comes in right there. Good coverage that time by Carolina. Notice Jermaine Carter Jr. with the tackle.
Still getting chippy, Tess. Still getting chippy down here.
Yep. NFC South rivalry with a little emotion after the sweep last year and the shipment of the wine and the broom that they've been staring at that locker room all season long.
Tess, did we ever identify what that year on that cab was?
I don't know. But trust me.
During the return of the kick, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 32. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's not coming from your wine cellar, Boog. I'll tell you that. The last 63 years, this small town, it's only 700 folks that live there. It's transformed into Christmas Town, USA. What a scene that is. Now, all he wants for Christmas is a win. They want the losing streak gone. They want to keep playoff chances alive. Meanwhile, this guy wants the #1 seed in the NFC as he gets it to Thomas does Breeze. But we will check on the flag back at the 22-yard line on the heels of that 16-yard reception.
Illegal formation, offense. Wide receiver covered up an interior wide receiver. 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
Hey, Lisa, what can you tell us about Max Unger, the center for the Saints?
Yeah, Tess, well, he's right now back in the Saints locker room. I'm being told that he's being evaluated for a concussion. His return to this game questionable.
So Cameron Tom replaces him.
Just don't see those pre-snap penalties in the Saints offense happen very much. And you know, when you think about it, and then they had a 3rd and 1 there where Kamara false start, and then their pre-snap penalties. It's critical that they get back on track.
And Kamara is stacked up at the line of scrimmage by Thomas Davis.
Thomas Davis just has such great awareness of where things are at and how he plays. He sees it, he understands it. When he spots in the drop and then shoots the gap, he knows that the play action possibly is an option for him. But then when he realizes that it's a handoff, he drives on it before the lineman can get to the second level.
Thomas Davis, part of that fraternity of the Walter Payton Man of the Year that we were discussing earlier. 14th season for Davis. 2nd, 15, batted down and falls to the ground. Boy, Wes Horton thought that perhaps he had a shot of it as Julius Peppers was coming in after Drew Brees. Getting that big left hand up. Of course, Pep is 6'7" with that wingspan.
And how about Julius Peppers? He's the oldest defensive player in the National Football League. He is still getting it done, especially against the run on 1st down and 2nd down. Can he turn it up right now on 3rd down and get to Drew Brees?
3rd and 15. Panthers defense has been solid tonight. What can they do here? Kamara on the screen as he is ridden down at about the 30-yard line that time. Gets 11 of it back before Kuechly and Adams find them. Kuechly chasing Kamara.
Yeah, he spotted it early. He knew that it was a screen pass. He tries to get through there before those linemen can get on him. And hey, look, this defense is playing well. Another big stop, and it goes back to Cam. He's going to forget all the other stuff. He just needs to play quarterback better right now.
Coming after Morstead that time. Flag is down as Morstead is still down on the ground. The veteran punter had David Mayo surging in on him.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense number 55. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
So the Saints offense will stay on the field. That's always a concern when the plant foot, as you're extended that in that full vertical swing, is vulnerable to the man coming in, and that was the case as you saw him crashing into that leg of Thomas Morstead. We'll take a timeout as the medical staff gets to the veteran punter. Looks fine over there on the sideline.
And Tess, this is a critical time for this defense. You get a stop, you're on the sideline, you celebrate. Now you got to come back on the field. Critical time for the Panther defense.
Wide receiver screen thrown a little bit too far behind, and it's going to go for a loss of 3 that time.
But you can never give Breeze a second at bat like this. That was just a bad play by David Mayo. He's unaware. Look, you play plays like that, that'll send your team fishing here in about 3 weeks. Because you won't be playing in the postseason with mistakes like that.
And guys, notice what Carolina's doing. They're constantly putting in New Orleans Saints in 2nd and long and 3rd and long, making Sean Payton dial up long plays.
Breeze going to throw back to the screen, and boy, was that dangerous. As Addison was waiting on Kamara, it's a loss of 5 that time.
They're just all over it, though. They go with the play action, fake it, look like they're going to take a shot. No, come back with the screen. This veteran bunch, man, of the Carolina Panthers, they are not going to give up their hopes. They know that it's falling on their shoulders. They got to win this thing, 10-6 or 7-6, they're fine with it. They're going to put it on their shoulders and make plays.
3rd and 18. He goes underneath, and then a big hard hit comes in by way of Reed on Thomas. And as they just get 10 of it back, and they'll be trotting off the field on 4th down. Now there is Morstead back out there. Flag comes in at the 13-yard line.
The Saints offense, just something doesn't seem right with them the last few weeks. I mean, we saw it last night with the Rams, too.
That's right.
Well, I just think defenses have had a lot of time this season to study these high-powered offenses. And coaches have tendencies, and people are starting to pick up on their tendencies right now, speaking of the Rams and the Saints.
This weekend just looked different, though, didn't it?
Well, Joe, if you're talking about the Rams offensive line just got embarrassed last night. And I think for the Saints, it's not necessarily the offensive line, it's the physicality in which teams are playing them. Tampa did it, Dallas did it the best, and Carolina's doing it tonight.
Player on the offense out of bounds during the kick. Carolina has exercised the option of having this 5-yard penalty added to the end of the play. 1st down.
But some of the oddities we saw this weekend, it leaves us with an NFC playoff chase that looks this way. Now, Carolina needs wins, and they need help because Redskins and Vikings didn't help them. And of course, the Eagles with the big win against the Rams. So they're at the 7-win plateau. Vikes have that tie as well, and you see the remaining schedule where you're going to get this scheduling quirk where they got to go at New Orleans in the finale. I guess the Vikings offense woke up a bit yesterday, didn't they? Cam comes to the near side looking for McCaffrey, who still gets ahead against Klein. Former Panther A.J. Klein.
Well, it's a good job by North Turner getting McCaffrey out in space. He's their best weapon. We're being critical of Cam, and rightfully so. But the other part of it is these receivers have to get separation. They have to win on the routes, and he's the best weapon. It's harder to do that out of the backfield, getting him out wide, give him an easy hitch to throw it, and a 1st down.
How good is Christian McCaffrey, guys? 90 catches on the season. Are you kidding me?
This time he just gets ahead for about 2.5. He's had a superb season. Leads the team in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns, receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. I mean, that is a rarity when you go across the board of leading a team. You talk recent players to do it. Charles with the Chiefs in 2013. You got to go all the way back to Joe Cribbs in '83 for the other one with all 4 of those categories: the rush yards, the rush touchdowns, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. But that is the case for Christian McCaffrey. And then, of course, tonight he threw a touchdown pass to Chris Manhertz. And this is Samuel. As he goes ahead for 2, Curtis Samuel, who missed time earlier this season and came back week 5. And he's been an X factor for them.
You know, and this down coming up here is critical for the Carolina Panthers. It's 3rd down. Your defense is playing well. The one thing you don't want to do is keep putting them back on the field over and over and over again. They're going to have to be creative and convert one of these 3rd downs. Look for McCaffrey to be involved.
3rd and 6. Try to keep this drive alive as they go over the middle, and he gets it to Jarius Wright to move the chains. 9 yards there.
Well, that's how they're going to have to play. It's just dump it out underneath quick, get it out of his hands. Good first down. Now build on it. Momentum. One of the things, they came in the league, into this game tonight, leading the league in rushing yards per attempt. You know, at over 5 yards a carry. They're not having that success tonight, and so you're going to force them to have to throw it underneath.
Here they go on the ground with McCaffrey, who was trying to find something down the line on the left side. Didn't find much. And as you saw, Tyler Davison waiting on him there. You know, with a win tonight, and we told you, listen, there's a lot of math that has to happen with Carolina, but the Football Power Index says a win tonight and the Panthers have just over an 11% chance to make the playoffs. And a loss, they're basically eliminated, be under 1%. But for New Orleans, you know, they're going for that #1 seed. With a win tonight, they'd be over 95% to lock in that #1 seed. But with a loss, they go down to 64%. Got the head-to-head against the Rams, but got to win 2 of the last 3. As once again looking for Wright there, and he goes for 7 more on that. The 3rd and short.
And that 1 seed is critical for the Saints to go get. I mean, you talked about it, but I mean, look at Drew Brees tonight. I mean, 53% completion percentage, only 6 points, no touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean,
life on the road.
Yeah, it's tough on the road, outside, that environment. At home, it's off the charts. And he is, you know, one of the leaders in the clubhouse with Patrick Mahomes for an MVP this year. But it's tough when you're on the road.
Here's Cam as he gets that little shuffle, and then let's see where they mark him. As you see, the unofficial yellow line was right at midfield.
And Joe, even if it's short, I'm going for this right now. You got a quarterback as big as Cam Newton. If he leans forward, he can get the first down. Use his physical stature as a strength here.
I think that was a bad spot. I mean, you're going to see him lean.
See if you see a knee down or a forearm down by the time he reaches out.
He's got great balance after the contact.
And the challenge flag is down. As it stands now, it's a 4th one, but you be the judge. Is he down here, or does he stretch forward?
Carolina is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was down by contact short of the line to gain.
Take a break, see what they come up with when we return here. Panthers hold down that 1-point lead. Challenge goes as he officially made the line to gain there. As Cam Newton was stretching forward. There's where you see the final point of being down. That 50-yard line was the line to make.
And he has a good feel for where the first down line is. I think earlier in the game there, I said he has great run after catch. I meant to say he's great run after contact. And he does that with his draws, his ability to get back to the line of scrimmage and know exactly what he needs for the first down.
They go with an inside handoff, and it works beautifully with DJ Moore. And the ball comes out at the end, and it appears as if Klein has it. And he does. Fumble recovery, A.J. Klein. Beautifully executed play by the Panthers that ends with a turnover.
Just a costly mistake there. You know, and that play, that was the big play that Cleveland got them on last week. They faked the fly sweep. They're going to pitch it out like they're going to McCaffrey and come back to DJ Moore. Use his speed, his balance. The rookie just not protecting the ball down the field. Costly mistake. They got him punched
out by Bell. Von Bell with the forced fumble. And then A.J. Klein, who was a Panther during the Super Bowl year, was a 5th-round pick out of Iowa State by the Panthers in 2013. Comes up with the recovery. And that is where the Saints will take over. So 2 turnovers in Saints territory for the Panthers. And Breeze goes right back to Thomas.
And this is when you see Drew take advantage of it. You know, this is when he plays his best football. You get a turnover, something like that happens, he usually responds. And it's been off tonight. That machine's not rolling like we've seen earlier in the year. Look for him to do exactly that. Get the quick game going, ball out mentality. That's the way they want to play. And then take their shot down the field. Michael Thomas is that guy.
Ready, yellow 80, yellow 80. Ready, you ready? What's that?
2nd and 1, and Ingram will go ahead for the first down. Breeze wrapped up. First sack for the Panthers as Butler and Thompson bring down Breeze.
Well, they're going to run the play action and try to get in there. And here he is. He comes back around it. They have a good field. They're going to loop back around. And on those play actions, hard for those linemen to pass it off like you do on 3rd down.
And remember, Cameron Tom is in for Max Unger, the starting center. And that is exactly who Vernon Butler went around there. So now it's a 2nd and 18. As Kamara motions out, empty look here for Breeze. Can he dig out of a hole? Overthrown that time, and a flag comes in from far away as Dante Jackson, and you can see he's saying, wait a minute, was that catchable? Ron Rivera feels it was uncatchable as Jackson is tagged here.
Pass interference, defense, number 26. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul and an automatic first down.
18-yard penalty off of that.
And that's the right call because they're going to say, hey, when he pulled him like that, he couldn't keep running to even have a chance on the play. So, you know, you can't have that mistake there. He sees him when he comes in on the bender. You got to meet him at the spot. You can't run him behind him because Michael Thomas is too athletic.
First down completion, Kamara out of the backfield. They'll set him up with a 2nd and short as he goes for 9 yards there.
And now, as you get close to midfield for this New Orleans Saints offense, it's going to be important for Carolina. Stay back, because now is the time that Sean Payton likes to go for the jugular and hit a ball over the top for a big play.
You know, I agree with you, Boog, but the one thing I think about Sean Payton right now is that play action hasn't been working out. So I see him running the ball and keep running these quick, empty passes and go on a 12-play drive.
Ready, ready, what's that?
Once again, they go to Zach Line, the fullback. And Line maybe just short of what was needed here. Watch Eric Reed come up and fill a bit behind this front. So much has been asked of Kuechly and this defense. You look up at that scoreboard and you see that 6 next to New Orleans. That's a first down. Remember this after the pass interference. And the Panthers at times giving Saints life here, an opportunity. Cam had the opportunity there before half, but had the interception thrown in the end zone. There was the roughing the punter And the pass interference moments ago.
That might have been a bad spot there.
Looked like line was a bit short. They gave him that forward progress before Reed pulled him back. Here's the pitch with Kamara. Great pursuit down the line that was finished off by Keek the Freak. The lateral speed as we come to the end of 3.
Watch this guy run, though. He sees the toss sweep. He's not letting anybody get in his way. Luke Kuechly.
We're heading to the 4th, and the Saints are trailing, looking to lock up that #1 seed. Start of the 4th quarter. And a 2nd and 11 for Breeze and company. There's Thomas. As Thomas plows ahead right beyond Shaq Thompson and goes for 12 yards there. Well earned by Michael Thomas, wasn't it?
That was a good run after catch by Thomas. But, you know, Riverboat Ron has been so good at these challenges. I'm surprised he didn't challenge. You're going to see him there. He had an opportunity 3 plays ago. That was a 2nd down. That was short. But the way your defense is playing, I'm really surprised he didn't challenge that. Force him into a 3rd down, a critical 3rd down at that.
1st down again for Breeze. And he had a check down that time. He went to Ingram.
You know, it's amazing, Tess. If you were watching tonight expecting a monster night from Kamara or Michael Thomas or Drew Brees or McCaffrey, you are not having fun because these offenses have not shown up and played there. But this is a critical stretch for Drew. He capitalized on it. They get that 1st down, and that's what they're doing now. They're throwing it underneath and allowing these guys to do it with the run after catch. Because that play action, they're not able to block it up front with the way the Panthers are rushing.
Taysom Hill in the game now. Big athletic do-it-all guy picks up the block, and look at Taysom Hill. I'll tell you, he can turn it on with speed. 17 yards from the Swiss Army knife, Taysom Hill.
Well, it's just a zone read, but the difference is he's got a lead blocker with his tight end coming back across. It's a good read by Hill. The end comes down the line. He gets Hill out in front of him. A nice run. This guy's got good speed. And the good thing that Sean's doing on these zone reads when he keeps it, he has a lead blocker leading the way as an extra cleanup guy in his tight end.
Guy who's completed passes, he's run for touchdowns, caught passes, he's returned kicks, tackles on special teams, and last week a blocked punt. 10th play of this drive, it's Mark Ingram as he makes that cut inside the 20, and here come the Saints.
Running the football, Joe, being a power run team, you come Taysom Hill, then on the other side you bring back Mark Ingram. Ingram is the juice. He's the guy that gives this team the physicality, starts left, bends it back outside, and you force little guys to tackle big guys. Nice little cut there by Mark Ingram. Dante Jackson, you can't make that tackle, young man.
But it's the misdirection. Drew's opening up to his left, giving that fake there, and then coming back on the outside. Horton, the defensive end, he's got to be able to shed and cut off the backside.
2nd and 3. Saints with some offensive momentum. Kamara hits the gas pedal and gets in. 16-yard touchdown, Alvin Kamara.
Well, his receivers did a great job blocking on the perimeter, allowing him to then capture the edge. It's inside zone. Michael Thomas, the do-it-all receiver, captures the edge, and they want to run. That's the thing about Sean Payton. He saw Mark Ingram get out there, said, let's go back out on the outside. He lost contain Bradbury.
And you got to go for 2 here, obviously, to try to make this a 7-point margin.
You know, usually you see a lot of pick plays down here by the goal line when teams go for 2.
Breeze looking for an option. And instead it's picked off. As Jackson, are you kidding me? Look at this. Dante Jackson. Two of your own, says Carolina.
Drew's trying to keep it alive. He's extending it. And those guys plaster. That's all they talked about. And Jackson needed to make this play because he had the pass interference on the third down that allowed them to set up this touchdown drive. And now, Tess, it's just a field goal game.
They were looking for a touchdown margin. Instead, it drops down to 3. Speed. Remember at the combine, he ran a 4.32, and he was blazing on the pick 2, not the pick 6, the pick 2, the 2-point conversion return.
Well, Drew is really going to throw this to Thomas coming across. He had an angle on Bradbury, but what happened was Jackson on the outside, he comes off of it because Kamara stopped running, so Jackson's able to jump that route, and when he does, good eyes and nice play on it because Kamara pulled up. Drew didn't see him come off on that play. Jackson made up for that pass interference early in the drive.
Arnold turns it out. 26-yard line. USAA and the NFL pay tribute to our armed forces through the salute to service. Eugenio Rivera, father of Panthers head coach Ron Rivera, 32 years in the U.S. Army. He was an engineer. He served in Germany and France. Had a couple tours of duty in Vietnam. You know, Coach grew up on 5 military bases in 3 different countries. So proud of his father. You know, Dante Jackson, according to Next Gen Stats, traveled 121.9 yards on that play to get 2 on the board for the Panthers and make this a 3-point margin. How does Cam respond? I'm going to jump it on that ball as if it was a completion.
Pass is ruled incomplete.
But it is an incomplete pass. That was Demario Davis who disrupted the end of that play with McCaffrey. Didn't tuck it away, never had firm control.
Yeah.
You know, but both teams are really trying to give this game away. Can Cam put one drive together? You know, they had an opportunity to make it 14-7. Instead, it's a 3-point game. Can he put one together?
Here's Newton. That was nowhere close. A.J. Klein was hoping he would get a chance at that. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
And guys, think about Carolina. Some of the opportunities they swamped tonight is because of turnovers. Cam down in the red zone, throwing a pick. Eli Apple's got to put more air into the ball. And then when you do get a play, DJ Moore is getting physical and trying to get down. And then Von Bell comes in and knocks the ball out. The turnovers for Carolina are killing them tonight, especially when they get opportunities to score.
And especially throws like that.
Yeah.
What you saw on 2nd down.
Well, and when you watch Cam Newton throw the ball, guys, he's an upper body thrower, and that leads to a lot of his inconsistencies.
3rd and 10. And McCaffrey spinning and out towards the 47-yard line as he goes for 22 yards on 3rd and 10.
But that's what he does. He comes back, he responds, steps up in the pocket, escapes, and then becomes a passer. Get it out of his hands. Now a little tempo. Get it out of the huddle. Get a little confidence going here. And that's the guy he wants to get it to, McCaffrey.
Such a weapon on 3rd down. And this time a little shuffle, and he crosses midfield. Taken down by Davis.
That's that old school delay draw. You know, you fake like you're going to throw the quick smoke screen. He fooled me, you know, and then come back with an inside run. So they're changing it up. But when you're getting 5 yards a pop, stay with it.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey's getting close. He's one broken tackle away, and he's trying to slip out of there. He's close to breaking the big one, guys.
2nd and 5, play action. Newton steps up, and now he's going to run. 1st down, and Moore slides down. We're going to check on a flag back near midfield there as Newton went ahead for 11.
Holding, offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty, and repeat, 2nd down.
It's Trey Turner, the right guard.
Well, Trey Turner's the right guard. He's lined up right here. Just these penalties. The thing about what's happening tonight, they throw him down. They're going to call that every time. And Cam did a good job escaping the pocket, but the thing about the mistakes tonight, it's their best players it's happening to. We talked about the Cam interception for the half, the fumble by Moore, their first-round pick, and then their top offensive lineman with the mistake there with the holding penalty. Can't happen, especially not your best players.
Well, now you have them in a situation which this offense is uncomfortable.
Second and 15 after the penalty. There's McCaffrey looking for something as he works his way past midfield.
Just trying to get some of it back, but you know, with where they're at now, and that's the way they're attacking the field. So it's underneath. And I'd look for him to do it again. You know, you never know. New Orleans could bring some pressure here, but get McCaffrey on a little choice route out of the backfield, a little option route. He's tough to deal with. He's got great hands, and he understands the zone coverage.
3rd and 7. They bring some pressure. And Newton is wrestled down. That was Von Bell coming in on a safety blitz. Called at the perfect time by DC Dennis Allen.
Well, when he comes on this blitz, he's going to be right here. And there's McCaffrey. He's got to step up and make that pickup on that blitz. He sees both of them come, and they actually bring them, both of them, and he goes like he's blocking inside. And the guard just kind of left him hanging there.
Yeah, just bad communication between McCaffrey and the guard. One guy has to take the safety, the other guy takes the linebacker.
You see him talking right there.
Yeah.
Miscommunication.
So Pilardi on to punt. As this angles out, you see where they march this off. Under 9 minutes to play and a 3-point lead for the Saints. Night here in Charlotte as our aerial coverage is brought to you by Goodyear. The 5-game slide that started with that blowout loss to Pittsburgh and then the close losses where they just couldn't find their way, the hometown Panthers, and now facing
offense number 67. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
The Saints team that has won back-to-back division titles to try to lock in the #1 seed in the NFC if they can win 2 of these last 3. 3-point line. And you can see the offensive line that's in there for New Orleans, some change-ups, Boog.
Yeah, they moved the left guard, Pete, the left tackle. Bushrod is in the locker room. Now you bring in Will Clapp, the rookie out of LSU. This is his first game dressing tonight. He's in the left guard.
Ingram getting ahead out to the 35. Well, that #1 seed. Rams lost to the Eagles. The remaining games, they'll get this real odd scheduling quirk of getting the Panthers again in week 17. 2 wins will secure. Of course, head-to-head edge goes to the Saints because of that 45-35 win back in early November against the Rams. Rams with the perceived easier schedule, but assume nothing in the NFL right now. We learned that yesterday, didn't we?
And Tess, I'm concerned about the Rams. Their offensive line was terrible last night. They got to become a more physical team, stopping the run and protecting Jared Goff.
There's Breeze on 2nd down, taken down by Munnerlyn. 2nd sack for Carolina tonight.
Well, Munnerlyn's going to come free. He's right off here. He's the slot, nickel slot. He's going to blitz right off the edge. The line doesn't account for him. They squeeze down. Too late getting back out. And a big sack in back-to-back weeks.
And that's what happens when your left tackle goes down. Anders Pete, the left tackle now, he's used to playing left guard. So a little confusion there. Ron Rivera recognized, guess what? A normal left tackle's not in there. Let's see if they can communicate, and they could. Nice play there by the Panthers.
They're 0 for 4 on 3rd and 10 or longer tonight. This is a 3rd and 14 as he goes out to midfield and connects with Kirkwood.
What a throw. What a throw. I mean,
it was a great throw, but Munnerlyn, I'm not sure what he was doing in this moment here. Fall back. Keep tracking him. You're in cover 2. You got the hook. keep getting depth, but you can't say enough about Drew.
How about the two old veterans colliding there?
Yeah, I mean,
the 38-year-old Julius Peppers crashing home against the 39-year-old Drew Brees. And Brees stepping right in there and delivering 19 yards on 3rd and 14. And then goes to Thomas on 1st down.
That was the play of the game, though, in my mind. I mean, you have to get depth in that coverage. It's 3rd and long. Don't come off of it. When they're running seam passes, carry them. And don't allow Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play, squeeze that throw in there.
And this Saints team in 4th quarters, when it comes to ball control this year, they're averaging 8 minutes, 58 seconds in time of possession. That's the NFL best for 4th quarter ball control.
And guys, we've given the Carolina Panther defense a lot of accolades all night. Can they do it again right now as Taysom Hill motions out?
Direct snap to Alvin Kamara. And Kamara goes airborne as flags fly in as he was meeting up with Eric Reed downfield.
Holding, offense, number 7, 10-yard penalty, and repeat, 2nd down.
Well, Hill's on the edge. He's going to block. That ball's coming out there. Watch me on Thomas Davis. You got to let go. He keeps going. That's a costly mistake there.
That is a spot foul.
If you're Carolina, you've been given a second opportunity here to try to get a stop. How much does this defense have left in the tank? They've played their hearts out all night in front of the home crowd. Can they get one more stop to give Cam Newton an opportunity to see if he can win it here in the 4th?
2nd and 8 after the penalty. And you can see the play clock was running down there. As Brees was quick to utilize the timeout. 5:40 to play here. It's down to these critical moments in the 4th quarter.
And if I'm Carolina, I may bring some pressure. You got a backup center, a backup left guard, and a left tackle playing out of position.
They only bring 4. 2nd and 8. Goes underneath, and getting the 1st down that time is Thomas. Goes for 9 yards.
Well, if you just play zone coverage like that, he's going to find the soft spot and hit it.
Yeah.
And that's just throw and catch. That's stealing right there. And that's exactly what he's going to do. You have to bring pressure to throw him off. I've been saying it, going to Michael Thomas, and they're not able to protect. So they're going to play that type of style. The only way you can get it, force him to maybe have a turnover, Drew Brees, is you got to bring pressure on him. Otherwise, he'll pick you apart in this area of the field.
And to your point, Whit, I think it's now time to try to knock him out of field goal range to bring some pressure.
We're south of 5 minutes here. Kamara. Good run by Alvin Kamara for 16 yards.
You know, they always say disruption messes up the wide zone. Well, they're going to see the linemen are going to shoot through these gaps, and he's just going to cut back right in behind it. He's got great feel. Watch this cut right there. They call that a jump cut, Tess.
Pretty good for a patchwork offensive line, huh?
Yeah, a minute ago he's doing the Zeke Elliott hurdle. He comes back with the jump cut. Penetration, the linebackers have got to feel there. He does it in between the tackles, not just on the perimeter.
215 pounds. He's put together, fellas.
And they go I formation with Line and Ingram. And behind his fullback, trying to find something. Only finds about a yard. Think Mark's fired up?
I don't think Mark liked the call. I don't think he liked that run. You think Sean Payton cares? I can assure you he doesn't.
Remember we just mentioned moments ago that they're the best team in the NFL when it comes to 4th quarter ball control. Well, here they are, having taken over at their own 35. There was just under 9 minutes left. Now we got the 9th play of this drive coming up, and that clock is running. This is what they do. This is how they've managed wins this year. Kamara tackled by Kuechly for a loss of 1. What a knifing effort from Luke Kuechly right there.
Are you kidding me? This thing was a house call. Watch him penetrate. He sees that it's misdirection. He doesn't make that play. That thing's gone.
At the moment he takes the handoff and starts gaining speed, you think he may go here. And then all of a sudden, there's the all-pro linebacker.
Well, and they've gotten crushed by that run all night. That's been the best play for him. And he saw it. Good thing he shot through that gap, because that was going to be a touchdown.
11 tackles, 5 of them came from over 20 yards away. I mean, he just motors. Can they get a stop here?
You got to bring pressure,
coming down.
Play man-to-man.
3rd down and 10. Breeze goes underneath, and Smith is going to be close.
I think he's going to be a little short based on that spot, guys.
It looks that way as Munnerlyn made the tackle there.
He's going to be short, but you know, Sean Payton's going to go for it. He's thinking about that 1 seed and this thing going through New Orleans here in the postseason.
Well, and then think about the 2-point conversion right now, because if they get the 2-point conversion, the score would have been 14-7, and now you'd be, you know, kicking a field goal here to make it 17-7. Instead, you had the rare pick 2, the 2-point conversion that was returned off the interception return, and thus why we have the 12-9 game. By the way, it was only his 7th defensive 2-point conversion since the rule came in 2015. You see him down, seemingly short of that line to make as they bring the chains out. And they're going to replace this here with that much to go.
And the thing they've done in most cases, a lot of cases when they've been in short yardage, they've gone with Taysom Hill and ran the zone read a lot. He's in the game. Be interesting if they put him back there. That gives him a two-way threat.
Sean Payton loves the variety that Taysom Hill can deliver.
Yeah, and the power back, or the more physical back in Ingram is not in the game right now. You got Alvin Kamara in the game.
See if they sprint out of this huddle. Get to that line quickly. Yes, they do. And a timeout is going to be utilized by Carolina. Let's listen in to the Monday Night Mike on Luke Kuechly on that incredible stop moments ago.
Hey, come on now, 1 stop.
Good job.
Career game number 100 for Kuechly. Can he find a way to get a 4th down stop, or will the Saints be putting this away and drawing closer to that number 1 seed? You get 2 wins in these last 3 games, and it's theirs.
And this is, I believe in this call. I think Sean Payton's making 100% the right decision, because you get this 1st down and you go on and score, it's over. You know, as I said, these guys are going, Carolina Panthers are going fishing in 3 weeks. So I think that's the right decision. And what a play right now. Quarterback sneak.
Kamara on the pitch, trying to cut back, and he gets it.
Wow. They go with the little toss sweep. He's got him, and that just, Kamara's just such a good athlete in space. Thomas Davis, that effort's there. Nice stiff arm, getting back inside.
And with that, we will head to the 2-minute warning. 4th down converted from Alvin Kamara. See South through the years, and now battling at the end of the season, facing each other 2 times in these next 14 days. 2 minutes remaining here in this game as the Saints with that 1st down moments ago. And by the way, they can still get a 1st down, so this game could end without the Panthers getting the ball back, as the ball is on the 11-yard line. 2 timeouts for Carolina that they have to utilize. And Ingram is taken down there after 2. And with that, we will get the timeout. And remember the way the NFC is setting up right now. So there are the Saints. Of course, they have the head-to-head against the Rams. The Rams lose at home to the Eagles. The Bears win the NFC North. They're playing great football. The Cowboys were shut out. They're still leading the East. Seahawks, another stunning loss yesterday. Vikings, better position with the win against Miami, and in the hunt there at that 7-win plateau. The Eagles with the upset, the Redskins with the win, And there are the Panthers just trying desperately to hold on to any hope.
You know, going back to that 4th and 1, though, I'm really surprised that Ron Rivera used his timeout, knowing that he was going to need it here. So I wouldn't be surprised if Saints just keep running the ball with where they're at in the field, knowing that he's got to use these timeouts.
Remember, they took over with 8:51 remaining, and we've got the 13th play coming up, and Taysom Hill is in that loaded backfield again. As Kamara is driven down at the 5, Thomas Davis with the tackle. The 1 time out for Carolina. The last will be utilized. That leaves 1:51. We showed you the NFC, and obviously that's been the focus of our evening. And then there's the oddity in the AFC where you have the 2 best teams in the same division, the AFC West. But the Chiefs have a better divisional record than the Chargers. That's the tiebreaker there. If things were to end up the same, Chargers be sitting there as the 5 seed with potentially that great record. Texans now in position as the number 2, not having to play Wild Card Weekend because of what happened between the Steelers and the Patriots yesterday. The thought of the Patriots playing on Wild Card Weekend.
Yeah, we're just not used to that. But, I mean, look, they're probably still going to finish this thing out 11-5. I think they're okay. I think the biggest thing I see in the last 24 hours is that, you know, this thing is wide open in the NFL. And, you know, in the hunt, the Colts, I mean, I don't know that anybody wants to play them right now.
And a big play here to see how this plays out. 3rd down and 4. Can the Panthers get the stop? As they go with that inside handoff, and Lewis came out at the end there. Flag as well. Tommy Lee Lewis lost control as he was diving for that stick. Remember, the 1-yard line was the line to make. Or do we have a touchback possibly here? Wow!
Yeah, that's what they're calling.
That's a fumble and being ruled a touchback. Undoubtedly a fumble, and then the ball going out, as Tony Correnti and his crew will discuss this.
Holding offense. This penalty will be declined. The ball was fumbled in the field of play, in and out of the end zone for a touchback. It is Carolina's ball, 1st down.
Oh, desperate for anything, utilizing both timeouts, trying to put the game away, and James Bradbury forces that fumble that goes through the end zone, out of bounds for a touchback. Panthers ball with 1:44 remaining, only trailing by 3.
And how about this Carolina Panther defense? As long as there's a blade of grass to defend, you defend it. That's what we're taught as defenders, and they came through in a tough situation right there.
Yeah, and you got to love the pride and toughness of this Carolina defense to give themselves a chance. And go back to Tommy Lee Lewis. You'll think about that one for a long time. Game management, understanding. That happened to me before in my career. You reach across thinking about the touchdown. You have to think about the implications. What happens? If you get tackled there, possibly you got a 1st down, worst comes to worst, you're kicking a field goal. You cannot extend. Fumble there. Look at Thomas Davis, the veteran, coming across. Those guys, Bradbury as well, making a play, giving this offense a chance.
Now, it's a $1:44 left, and Cam Newton's got the ball. Can Cam Newton get it done? Field goal to tie, touchdown to win. Your defense has played their heart out tonight. They've given you an opportunity. Cam Newton, can you step up? North Turner, put your offense in position to go down and either tie or win this football game.
I'd like to see it one more time.
He's going to.
Let's bring in Jeff Tripper,
Yeah.
rules expert.
Yes, this ball is fumbled through the end zone. It's across the edge of the pylon on the inside edge. So it's going to be a touchback at the 20-yard line. They don't have it. They don't have enough to overturn this play.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as a touchback. It'll be Carolina's ball, 1st down at the 20-yard line.
You know, the pylon cam actually gives you a great look at it. You see the trajectory of the ball. You saw exactly what you were describing. And it is the touchback. So is this the time? After all the heartache of recent weeks, got blown out by Pittsburgh, and then the close games to extend this losing streak to 5. And now this opportunity against the team that's trying to be number 1 in the playoff seeding. Here's McCaffrey. as he goes ahead for 9 yards. Remember, no timeouts. They had to use them just to put them into position.
Yeah, Carolina doesn't have any timeouts, so you're going to have to try to work the sideline to save some
What are you
time to
waiting
get
on?
first down. Yeah.
Cam goes to the near side, and that is incomplete. He's to the outside of Samuels. That leaves a minute 17.
And if you're New Orleans, keep them in the middle of the field and make them use time on the clock. Time is your friend right now if you're the Saints defense and defensive coordinator Dennis Allen.
They just need more urgency. I mean, they got to get to the line of scrimmage, spot the ball, get back up.
There's 3rd and 1. And they'll have the first down with McCaffrey with 5 there.
You got to get up and clock it.
Got to clock it here or get up there and get a playoff.
Just clock it. It's not even set.
And they will clock it with 63 seconds remaining in this game. See if they can get in position for that guy. Chandler Catanzaro. Graham Gano, starting kicker. In the 2nd straight game that he has missed because of a knee injury. So they signed Catanzaro before last week's game. He was with the Bucs. He was released mid-season. He was 11 of 15 on his field goal attempts with the Bucs. Missed a couple attempts against Washington. He was hitting from 55 yards in warm-ups heading in this direction pregame. Will he get the chance? Here's some pressure now on Newton. Von Bell comes in. And that was an awkward throw that was driven low and incomplete.
Well, it's the thing about Cam Newton that puzzles a lot of people. He's an upper body thrower. He doesn't really step with his lower body and generate power. And when you're an upper body thrower like Cam Newton is, you're going to lead to a lot of inaccurate passes. Watch him get all his torque from his upper body. That leads to a lot of inaccurate passes, even though the ball got tipped from Cam Newton there.
Some of that ball tipped as it was traveling across.
He was drifting. He just needs to step up in the pocket.
Yeah.
So now 3rd and 10. As he goes underneath, and Wright is going to be tackled by Apple, and they're going to need to get to the line for a 4th down.
That's a nice tackle by Eli Apple, playing man coverage with the blitz.
He's had a good night tonight.
Yeah. But where's the sense of urgency for Carolina?
Here we go. Game on the line, 4th and 5 to stay alive. Incomplete off the hands of Ian Thomas. Demario Davis getting to Cam Newton.
Well, they're just going to run it from the blitz here, and he's going to try to sneak out. And when he does that, they're going to blitz on the edge. Don't have enough to protect. Cam's got to get it out, but I tell you what, guys, this team does not deserve to go to the playoffs after the performance tonight.
And even there, Cam threw it behind him. You know, Thomas is expecting that ball to be in front of him on his numbers. It was behind him. It would have been a tough catch, but still should have made it.
The Saints' high-revving offense that we've watched all season long is about to win a game with 12 points. The last time they won a game scoring 12 points or fewer was October of 1998. They beat the Bucs 9-3 back then. Wasn't pretty tonight, but it's a win that gets them 1 win away from being the #1 seed in the NFC. Two great veterans there.
Well, this is not what the Saints wanted, but you know what? At this point in the season, you take it any way you can get it. And Sean Payton and Drew Brees realize that, and they're 1 win away from this thing going through New Orleans.
12-9, our final. Next week, we're going to be in Oakland. The Monday Night Football season finale before we get to our playoff broadcast. Be the Raiders against the Broncos. Invite you to stay tuned for the GMC post-game report on SportsCenter. For Jason Witten, Booger McFarland, Lisa Salters, I'm Joe Tessitore. Enjoy the rest of your night, including some time with SVP to preview what's coming up on SportsCenter.
Tess, thanks. Much more to come from the Saints, Panthers, including reaction from both teams and our experts. And now that Week 15 is in the books, who's good? Who do you trust to make a run in the playoffs? We try to put everything in context with just a couple of weeks remaining. And it's a Monday, so you know what that means. Some absolutely gruesome beats. Seton Hall. Apparently, they're going to be a fixture throughout the college basketball season. Show starts in 3 minutes.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of